tout. Welcome back to another special early edition of the Hockey Nation Live Show. This is your co-host, Code Frenchy is on the booth, and we are going to find Mr. Mike Devellano in the next 1-2 minutes. He's going to come back directly from West Coast in California. But first of all, we have to welcome everybody. First, Mr. Manuel Marquez. So welcome aboard. Hopefully you have an amazing, great day. I know you have to leave at 11:10. It's all good. Don't worry about that. I understand that part over there. And, of course, at the beginning, we miss Brian and Minnie. Welcome aboard. Directly from Sweden. He told us a couple of days ago the Vegas going to win in 7, but he was very close, and we have to give him credit after. And then after a 7-1 for Colorado, he showed up. He said, you know what, Coach, we're going to win anyway in 7. And they did it, Vegas. So congratulations, 7, with your prediction about the Vegas Golden Knight. That'd be awesome. Good morning, Dan Asham, directly from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Mr. William Sheffield, directly from UK and England. And, of course, we have also Mr. Shane Salmon. Welcome aboard. It's going to be Vegas. You're absolutely right. Of course, we cannot forget our best friend directly from Finland, Mr. Yamo Virtanen. If we forgot one of you, we apologize. So don't forget to say hi. Happy Friday, everybody. We have a big show this morning. We're going to talk about, of course, of the Vegas win yesterday. And we're going to talk about what's coming for the round number 3. But also we have a first time the Friday Fun Day with the UFA stay or out. And Michael Devellano is going to get all the comments about everything around the NHL. A couple of news directly from Boston Bruins this morning. The Hart Trophy is on the nomination. So many things, but first of all, I wanted to invite Mr. Michael Devellano.
What's going on, Pierre?
Good morning. How you doing, sir?
We have 4 teams vying for the Stanley Cup.
I don't know. I cannot sleep anymore because it's going to be harder and harder, right? Round 3 usually. It's not easy. But at the end of the day, like someone told me yesterday, I think Bob in the show last said, whatever happening, when you finish the top 4 or the final 4, it's a great year. You cannot complain too much. You want the band to go to the finals at the final cup, but if it's happened that way, you cannot be asking more. You know what I mean? So it will be interesting about that. Of course, you have different things going on around, and we have a great last night, great show. We got now at 484, 16 to go for 500. I'm going to push hard before the Monday night, before the game start Monday, to get there at 500. And it will be interesting. We can get this.
Told you, Pierre, we're going to hit 500, and then we're going to have 1,000, and then...
I know, that would be amazing. Then we have about 1,900, Michael, viewers to get 50,000 since we start.
That's awesome.
2 months ago, we was like only 18.
I know. But it just shows, first of all, you were very, very adamant in all of our conversations, like, this is all I want to do. This is going to work. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. It'll work. We just got to, we got to keep innovating a little bit. And you've done a great job with all the graphics on eCam, and that's really helped. And I think we've gotten smarter as far as targeting what people want to watch, and you've done a great job of engaging with people. So I think lots of credit, and let's just keep on trucking. We're going to keep growing it.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Michael. Of course, it's a great, but again, at the end of the day, it's all about because the people show up every day. But first, thank you, Mr. Oleg Kolesnikov. Welcome aboard. Always a pleasure to have you in the morning. You have Oleg, Yamo, and Steph. Always been there since the beginning, and Chance also always been here every single day. So thanks, everybody. I know Friday is going to be a fun day. Michael, we have a lot on the plate today. Honestly, we have a couple of things around the league, and I'm going to shifting to this one here, so I can give you all the notes about that. And let's start with we talked a little bit last night, but I want to mention again, this is new. I did not know until last night, and nobody knew how it's going to turn. But you know, every year they have the winner of the conference on both, like the Campbell and the Well, and because this year is a different one about the division, so they did not know it's like, you know, how they turn around, so they decide to go that way. So the Campbell is going to be between the Montreal Canadiens and the Vegas Golden Knights, and also for the Well, it's going to be between the Islanders and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Of course, you have a tradition. When they win, they never pick up the trophy. They let this on the table, and they move on to the next one for the Stanley Cup. But that's the NHL decide to do that. I think it's appropriate to do this way for 1 year.
Yeah. So it's just because we don't have East and West.
Yeah, exactly. So they don't have like a metropolitan and everything like that, right? So they decide to go. They pick two divisions together and they pick up that way.
William, are you a twin?
William, yeah, they are twin, him and his sister. So happy birthday, William.
Great.
Wish a great day, 15. That's amazing. Great age for sure. At that one for sure. I don't know if you know that, but yesterday, Marc-Andre Fleury got his 89 victory in NHL and the playoff, and he passed Billy Smith and Ed Belford.
That's crazy.
It's amazing. You know, I never thought Ed Belford always, you know what I mean? We forgot him in between the best of the best, and he's still around there, right?
Yeah, but, well, I think the thing about Billy Smith is, I mean, he won 4 cups, but he's only got 88 playoff victories. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like they burned brightly. You know what's interesting is Brian Trottier won the Hart Trophy 1 year when he was 22 years old, Pierre. And then Gretzky went on a tear of like 9 years or something.
Yeah.
But it was like, and you look at that year, you're like, really? So all that was, those guys were like 21, 22, 23. They were so young. Billy Smith might have been a little bit older because he came from Los Angeles, but I think
it's a great name to be around there, right? Grant Fuhr, Martin Brodeur, Patrick Roy, and you know.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean,
for the longest winners goaltender, of course, Roberto Luongo is the top 4 with Fleury and Brodeur Roy, but still, you know, those people most usually don't win the Stanley Cup. The only one really did not win a lot is Ed Belford, right?
I was going to say, never won a cup, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think
so.
He was not a goaltender with Dallas when he won it. No.
Was he Dallas? Maybe he was.
I'm not sure. Maybe one I have to look up.
I can't remember now. So Dallas Stars goalie, 1999. That was Ken Hitchcock.
Yep. Okay, about the goaltender, Michael, we want to mention about that one over there. And definitely the news get out last night. You know, Tuukka Rask has a torn labrum on his hip.
Oh, it was elbow for? I'm sorry. And he was the goalie.
He was the goalie?
Yeah, so he did win.
Yeah. So he's going to be out, Michael, until January, February next year.
What is it? A torn labrum?
Yeah, 6-7 months. So
I've had that. It's a terrible injury.
Yeah. Who was it? Is it Seguin last year?
Yep.
Right.
So, it's not a good injury.
And he's a UFA, so it'll be very interesting about that one over there, for sure.
For a goalie, this is a very bad injury.
Yes. I agree with you
about that one. Because they're up and down so much, and he's not young. Like, that's a tough injury, Pierre. I would be really curious to see if he can come back from that.
Yep. So we know already what happened last night. The Vegas Golden Knight beat the Colorado Avalanche 6-3. By this, they eliminate the Colorado Avalanche. We're going to talk a little bit about the Colorado Avalanche, Michael, like we did yesterday about Boston, like about what happening over there with them, with the UFA veto and that. But I think this is it surprised me a little bit, to be honest with you, the way the Colorado dominate most of the first two games and then turn around and then lost the last four. It's a little bit shocked me, to be honest. I did not expect this, to be honest with you. Not the way they did that, the way they did it. And I'm going to give you an example of what I did this morning before we jump. I will show to you a goal happening last night, Michael. And I'm going to tell you the reason why I took this. But look about this. Here we go. It's the quality of the first touch retrieving.
That seam was available all the time. So it was like the Colorado defense on the weak side was collapsing so much.
Yeah, so you can see right now the defensive, the players for Colorado pick up the puck. Girard is the right here. The Carlson is going to read the play. Macheson put pressure. That's called a forecheck on it, right?
Yep,
but the puck retrieving is so important in hockey. Look what Carlson is going to do. Is Girard make a mistake, have a bad light right there. So you see.
So if you stop it there, that's what I love. I'm glad you stopped it there. So what you see is, on the forecheck, they're trying to do layers.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So rather than, we think in terms of 1-2-2 or 2-1-2, but really what they're doing is they're going 1-2-3 layers away from the goal.
Yep.
And you can see how that works. The one guy's got pressure on, the second guy comes in.
It's liner 1, Carlson's liner 2, then you're going to get pick up liner 3 is called the F3 on the top over there, right? And you're going to see Carlson make the goal, but I think, Michael, you bring something very good over there, right? So you see the F3 right there, right? And the puck go to the D right here. So you talk lever 1, lever 2, lever 3, and then you have the guy pick up the puck all the way over there, and then he's go back. Now the bad coverage for Colorado. Look, those two guys here. You're going to pick up this guy over there. Girard pick this guy. He's coming to the puck. You have a backdoor lane over there from Martinez pass back to Carlson. Look right there.
Huge.
So the two guys pick up this guy, and he's alone right there. And the line from D is there. But look about that.
Who is this guy? Is that Nichushkin? Yeah, it's Nichushkin.
Yeah, at the corner, yeah. But I'll be honest with you, it's not. It's my point to you. What I reason this, Michael, is because nobody's going to talk about Marchessault. Everybody's going to talk about Martinez pass the puck under the back door. Carlson pick up the puck. But without the pressure of Marchessault on the defense, on the player, and then Carlson will retrieve. So my point was just to teach you a little bit more about hockey, what we do and what we try to explain. But look, this is a great performance for the Vegas Golden Knight again last night, and we can see all those stats. But just give us a couple of comments about that game.
I mean, Colorado, the difference was really what you just saw for me. I think in the offensive zone, traditionally, Vegas is kind of like not very creative. And it's not that they were more creative. What they did well is they engaged those smaller D and created schemes to create offense. And the D were their defensemen, like Peter Angelo, Martinez, Theodore, were very involved in the offense. And I think that was the strange differentiator. Like, the aggressive forecheck created opportunity. The other thing I think that was a big thing was the first two games, Peter Angelo was not very good. He made defensive zone mistakes that cost Vegas, and then he changed. Like, I know he only scored one goal in the series, but his overall play, I think, elevated Vegas. Like, that was a huge difference for me in that series.
Yep. Before we continue, I just want to say hi to Eli the Wolf. Welcome back. But Yamo bring the point, Girard should go D to D. But Yamo, it was not Girard pick up the puck. It was, I don't know if it's 82-92, Leskedag or someone else. He pick up the puck. Girard pick up the second guy, pick up behind. He passed to Girard. Girard missed the puck because Carlson pick up the puck. But back to your point, yes, they should go.
I agree with what he said, though.
On that side, so that the difference between the guy pick up the puck, Michael, and Girard or Makar, those defensemen usually do a shoulder check. They look who's coming. The forward did not look, and we have to check again the video, but he didn't maybe not look, did not see the pressure. That's the reason he maybe not pass the puck to Makar, because it was the right play, what Yamo said. Everybody's coming to the right side, pass to the left side. Makar was right there. We turn around back to a transition, we go back up. But sometimes the game is fast, everything like that. But there's a great point from Yamo about that one over there. For that one. But yesterday, Michael, first a couple of comments for me, but it's funny to see this yesterday. Look how many players scored the first goal of the series yesterday. Yesterday was not about Pacioretty. It was not about Stone. It was not the big gun like Marchessault for Vegas guy. It was more like the one. Olden scored there. Colzar and Petrangelo scored the first goal, and William and the empty net scored the first goal of the series. What telling me, Michael, is they have a depth inside that team.
I really like Kolesar too. Like, I mean, we saw him a lot because he played against us in Seattle in the WHL. He looks really good. I mean, he's got some speed. He looks like, I don't know where he'll eventually end up, but he reminds me of the way Alex Tuck looked when he first came to Vegas. He's got that size and the speed, and he does create opportunity. And I think eventually he'll start capitalizing on that.
Yeah. And then for me, overall, we put all the stats over there, everything like that. First of all, Michael, we are good right now because Carey Price is back in the line with us before he take the plane today. So he said he can't wait to stop Pacioretty absent fight. We have also Oleg mentioned about the goal of Kaprizov score in the final game against Germany and OT. Oleg, I'll be honest with you, Michael is funny because Michael loves players. And he players. He had some middle, but he's an extremist sometimes. And Petrangelo is the one he loved. And then Kaprizov, all year long, it was all about Kaprizov. So I like you going to learn more about Michael. But it'll be interesting. But Michael, I want to bring this game. I was said to you, for me, it's the collapse of Philip Gruber make Vegas win that series.
Well, they definitely figured out how to get to him. And I don't think that it would have. I think if you look in the first two games, it was kind of what I was saying. They weren't moving him in the crease.
Michael, look, yesterday, 23 shots. He gave 5 goals, 6 goals, but 4 of them, right? He has 77 points, 77. The last 2 games prior to this, 88, 89. He have all year at 92, 93, at 2.08, I believe, his goal average. I just feel he was not the same Gruber he was. And for me, I
don't disagree. I think if you look, I think of a couple of the goals. Like the one was the weak side one where you made him move from right to left, and I think that's the key, right? Like that's why I always said their offense, they can get 40 shots all they want. If you're shooting straight at Carey Price, he's going to stop them. The only way that they're going to be a challenge to Montreal is if they can get that seam east to west, and I'm not sure if that seam is there. Because it's not like they have creative playmakers necessarily. Like Stone, he can get stuck on the sidewall a lot, and so they were, it's just like a set play almost where they're looking for that big seam, and it worked. And Colorado didn't adjust to it.
But if you look about that last night, right? Olden is a very soft shot for the blue line. Go in. Carlson is the back door. You cannot do anything. After that, Kolesar is a tip puck in front of the net, a shot from Petrangelo, really not, And then Petrangelo scored a goal again. You have to give him credit, but again, it was not like amazing shot.
Yeah, you're probably right. He was probably off. I agree.
I think for me, he's struggled a lot the last 3-4 games over there. I don't know, Michael, if you saw the interview of Nathan McKinnon last night.
No, I didn't.
Okay, it's like one is he answered. He took 43 seconds. He expect like he's upset because he said, "Look, I did not win any S with the last 9 years." So he's upset, right? Then a guy asked a question, Michael. You have to go to Twitter. The question is about 30 seconds, and the guy go all around the map, and McKinnon is like this, like, "Are you killing me?" Like that's so funny. This is over 90 100,000 view and the Twitter, Michael. You have to send today. I'm telling you now, it's funny. Like everybody talked about this last night and this morning about that question for the guy. It blew my mind. Maybe we try to pick it up a little bit later. I would bring to you, my God. But you're going to be laughing. You do hockey for so many years. You said, what the heck this guy's coming from? It's just funny what happening about that one over there. Look around, I just want to mention Petrozzi's 7 puck last night on the Gruber. Meka have an amazing, great game. I think at some point, I'll be honest with you, during the third period, Colorado could tie this game easily. They missed opportunities after opportunities, and Fleury was solid in front of the net. During that time, he was controlling the third period most of the time, but he cannot put the goal in the net. And I think the goal of William Carrier killed the game after that. It was not an empty net. I apologize. It was a goal from Carrier. Again, another rebound shot. Again, Girard missed the guy. It was his -4 last night, Girard. A little bit what happened to McAvoy the night before.
I was going to say, that's what, it was kind of like not amazing.
I can't tell you anymore. You know what I mean? So it was like crazy to see that. Good morning, Brand. Good morning, Minnie with Brand. So thanks again to be here. So that, it was like surprise around that part. The 3-star of the night, William Carrier, Kaken Colzar, and Alex Petrangelo. I think Petrangelo showed a lot yesterday. He was the best player on the ice for me. I think 1 goal, 2 assists, I believe he got. But the way how he performed is really, he showed really what he was in that with St. Louis Blues yesterday. Whatever he were, he stepped up, to be honest with you. So that's what happening about that one there. I'm always like to do that, me, after the series, to looking about French stat, but this is a big step. You can see Vegas first game, Colorado win it. You can see the puck possession, everything like that, the goal expected was for Colorado. Second game, the Colorado, Michael, should win this game in OT, but look, the net domination of Vegas over there. Game number 3, Vegas dominate. Game number 4, Vegas dominate. Game number 5, Vegas win, but look, the net domination Colorado. And look last night again. So it's pretty even overall, but at the end of the day, I think the difference for me is one, you see 61 at the end, game 5 is 6. What I do after that, I go see the goaltender, how he performed. And that show exactly what happened with him. Game number 5, right. Game number 6. He did not show up, and that's hurt, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he struggled.
Yeah, definitely about that one there. Go ahead.
They figured him out.
Yep. I want to go, before we go to UF3 and stuff like that with the people in the house, we're going to go a little bit about what we did yesterday, Michael, with the Boston, the end of the season and what you expect for the off season, and maybe go like a little bit like this and have a couple of questions about you about that. But Joe Sakic is maybe the most busy GM for the next couple of weeks, Michael. Look how UF3 they have, and we're not talking about the secondary players right now. We talk about amazing players for them. Lestegard, Sad, Pelmar, Soderberg, that's all right. But I think that's big for them for sure.
So let's just take a look here. I can't really read that. So we have UFAs of is Landeskog really a unrestricted free agent?
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
And ooh, that's interesting. So what's crazy too is Brandon Saad's the same age as Landeskog. Man, that's time's flown.
That's crazy. So both of them are UFA. The rest is they have a lot of UFA, but it's not impact players, right? I put this there, but still, we talk about players right now, maybe $7-8 million for Lestegard. I think Sad will be another $5-6 million right there. It's $14 million on the salary cap. And then I want to show you defenseman, Michael, where like you have right now Patrick Nemetz, no big deal. Defenseman, the problem to go to get there, Michael, is who do you keep?
So right now they don't have Grubauer or Dubnyk signed.
I'm sorry?
I mean, they got no goalies. They got no they got no goalies, and they're missing their captain.
Yeah. Now, I want to pay attention, Michael. Kel McCarr is RFA.
Yeah, so that's the big one because he's going to get banged.
That's
right?
three
Like,
right there, right? Now we
do you
have
think
three
he'll get
players right there,
better?
and then the next one you want to talk about is this one right there. I'm sorry about that. Is the goaltender the injury situation? Also, we have also Eric Johnson over there.
Well, that's. I mean,
We
do we
have
think
also
Eric
to
Johnson
protect
is
him
done?
over there. So I don't know. That's a lot of UFA to sign up.
Like, do we know, is Eric Johnson done?
No,
No.
no, he'll be back.
Wow, he's just had so many injuries in his career. It's crazy. And
Yep.
he's. Um, I mean, whew, it's an interesting situation. Those are some really key pieces. They have some young guys that are coming up, but I think Byram's going to be legit. He'll be another Cale Makar. He's going to be, maybe a little less production, but not much. There's 3 years difference between these guys, and they have a very similar view of the game and skill set. So you've got to think you're not worried about Nemeth. I think the biggest thing is obviously the goaltending situation, and then not so much Saad, but definitely Landeskog.
And also the situation with both of them, the goaltender is a big problem,
It's a problem, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
that's going to be interesting, Pierre.
I'll be really interesting about that. Good morning, Eric Lamoureux Gagné, directly for NDG. We have also
Do you
Carey
think
Price,
that,
Brandon Kesno for me. For Yamo and for everybody else, we talked about this last night with someone. The hockey players cannot go nowhere. They have a rules in NHL for this season again. The only way they can do, they go to the hotel, they come back to the game, and from the game back at the hotel, they cannot go out. They cannot do anything. They are all together all the time, and they have to go back to the hotel room, and that's it. So they have nothing like they can go to the night light, or they can go to take a beer at the bar, or they can go left and right. They are really strict about this. Because someone bring this to me, Michael, yesterday during the live stream. I not remember who it was. I think it was Julius Cesar. It was mentioned, yeah, but it would be hard for Vegas if Montreal leave earlier. They maybe go out, and they cannot. That's the situation with the NHL, Michael, is really.
It's like a modified bubble, right?
Yes, exactly. So you know what I mean. So that'd be like
That's ridiculous nonsense. Are these guys not all vaccinated? Like, what am I missing?
yeah, they are adapt that, but I think that's the rules about that one over there. Talking right now is like the next step for this is going to be Montreal Canadiens versus the Golden Knight. It's going to start Monday night. And talking about Monday night, I want to show you everybody the schedule of the both series. Start Sunday at 3:00 p.m. Islanders Tampa Bay, and then you can see they play Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday. Every 2 days now. When you reach round number 3, Michael, you play only every 2 days. You have no back-to-back game, everything like that. And then for Montreal, they start Monday night, 9:00, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, Saturday also. And we are cover every game. I have a live stream. The Hockey National Show will be there for every game. We're going to have our prediction. It's coming. We don't going to go this today. We don't want to get there because we need to study a little bit longer, everything like that. But I would just want to mention the schedule. It was out by the NHL last night, and they was sharing everything. So that'll be interesting about that. We have Brent's Carey, Montreal. That would be awesome. Go Abs go. Carey, you could get it. Yep, you can get it. And talking about this, Michael, we just want to do something different on the Friday, and you're going to be a part of this with people can join the conversation with you. We talk about the still out UFA Friday Fun Day. That's a new thing we just started with because, Michael, you have no clue. We have over 100 hockey player UFA NHL this year. Isn't that crazy? That's
That's why I think it's going to be very, very unusual. I think it's
and
going to be. I think that it's going to be interesting to see how much pressure there is on UFAs. I think that salaries will come down. Teams are losing money like crazy, and they lost. Like I think I heard the number from an agent, which was collectively it was like $3 billion last year.
yeah, yeah. There was the sum about
Like
that. It's about
crazy.
what $50 million per team or something like that. But 2 times. But again, I think I think they will have less money for people. I think the COVID contract, we call this the COVID contract. That'll be things. So what I did not took. The one other player will be here for all day, all morning, and I don't want to do that. Um, and he had already a question for you, Michael. He said, "What do you think will happen with Drouin? Is he stay with Montreal or he's going to be traded?"
Who wants him?
Seattle.
Seattle's not going to want him.
I'm telling you right now, he was going to be with Seattle Kraken. He's going to be not protected by Montreal, and
Well,
Seattle is
I
going to
believe he
pick him.
won't be protected.
I'm sorry.
I believe he will not be protected.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Will they pick him is another matter. But
That's the reason I say he's going to be with Seattle Kraken.
I don't think they'll pick him. I think they will pick Jake Allen before they pick Drouin.
That'd be cool.
Jake Allen.
Jake Allen, I think he still have not. I don't think so. He's on the list because he was his first full year.
Jake Allen is a veteran goaltender.
Oh no, Jake Allen. So I was thinking Jake.
Oh, you're thinking Jake Evans.
Jake Evans. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
no.
Jake
And
Evans.
Jake
Yeah.
Evans, actually, Jake Evans, I think, is actually also maybe exposed.
The only thing about Jake Allen, Michael, is like they're going to have a lot of goaltender on the list, and
True.
with UFA return that, I'll be. But I think it would be a good pick if they want to go a low salary. I think he's only $2.4 million after that. Murphy Villa directly from Carolina. Welcome aboard. Yes, Shane Sullivan, he has $6.5 million. His contract, I believe, is 5.5 or 6.5. It's not easy to move for sure. The problem with my vision, this guy has no clue about to trade. I'm not sure, Rick. I think he make a lot of good trade, honestly, Bergevin, and he pick up a lot of good players. You cannot be perfect. I think you try maybe reflect on the trade with Drouin Sakachev. But if you do in general what he did overall, he did pretty good on my book. Most of the trade for me. Like I said,
for Montreal.
yeah.
Yeah, he won the Anderson trade, the Toffoli free agent signing, and the trade and sign of Joel Edmondson was really good. Bringing in Jake Allen really helped because you could see Carey Price was hurt, but that got them through to the playoffs. And Jake Allen played real well all year. And then the young guys have had a chance to mature. So you saw a great year from Nick Suzuki.
Yeah.
And that if you go back to the foundation of this, like imagine if PK Subban was still on this team.
Yeah.
Shea Weber's way better.
Yeah, I think I think for you it's maybe a little bit more for one. Maybe I can understand better. They really difficult time to draft a lot of good players. I think they make a couple of mistakes for that area.
Yeah,
for me, they are.
sure.
I would say to you, they are average. It's not easy to pick 18, 20, 24, 25
No.
many years, right? It's not like in the
Well,
top five.
yeah.
But I think they mess up with the top five for me. Galchenyuk. But again, we cannot, he scored anyway 2-3 seasons, 25 goals, 28 goals. But I think
There's just
overall
a
on the
poor
trade,
year
Michael, remember the trade where he picked up Paul Biron on the waiver list. He picked Jeff Petrie,
Yeah.
Michael, for absolutely nothing. That
Nothing.
trade very low over there. The trade with Shaw for Chicago, come back and leave back. He went.
Yeah.
He got he got Philippe Dano, Michael,
Right.
on the second round pick. Remember that one?
I know. Like
Right?
he's done fine.
And I think that the trade with Shea Weber at the beginning, it was looking more for Weber for Nashville, but since the last 3 years, Montreal win that trade.
When he made that trade, I was like, wow, I was shocked that Nashville traded Weber. And they were looking at the age thing, and I'm like, Weber is like a monster. Like, why would anybody not want this guy on their team? And I think it was just trading from strength for Nashville. Like, they thought they were going to get him a younger defenseman. But in the end, he got the better player by far, and it's turned out that way, so it's great.
Yeah. To answer back to Eric, he mentioned McDonough, but it was not him trade McDonough. It was Bob Gainey. They trade McDonough again. Scott Gomez, that trade over there you're talking about. So he was not. It was just prior Bergevin.
Wait, Bob Gainey was the GM before Bergevin?
I think it was Bob Gainey was there at some point. He was like back and forth. He got fired. He came back.
Is that long ago?
9 years ago.
Oh my! Wow. No, it was Pierre Gauthier. It was a little Bob.
It was for 2 years. He picked up Bob Gainey what?
So Bob Gainey was 2003 to 2010. And then Gauthier was 2010 to 12.
Okay, yeah.
And then Bergevin. So it's been almost a decade.
Yeah. I agree with you, Eric. They have a couple of mistakes there for sure. Bergevin clean up, but I'll be honest with you, Bergevin did better job what people was expected. I think what burned him a little bit or knock out him is a little bit the draft players they pick. But I'm telling you now, on overall, if you study everything, Michael, not the worst, but they are number 15 to 20 overall pick drafts since 2005. So overall, it's not too bad at all. Boston have a good record. Detroit have a good record also. But
if we could ever get Alvin on, Alvin's a wealth of information about that scouting program. He was there for 7 years. And I think that they recognized, they drafted guys like Jacob Delarose and Mike Mulcairn, and they're like, this is not, the way we need to go. And they were early on saying, listen, we don't care how big a guy is, get the most talented player. And they were, we always talked about them. Now they're a bunch of Smurfs, like they're very tiny. But I think they were kind of able to compete at a much higher level than we ever guessed, just because they had talent. And now, I don't know, they're weird, but I think they, if you look at it, the trade, the Nick Suzuki acquisition, he gives them a little bit of hope. Caulfield looks like he's going to be great. I feel like Caulfield should be a center sometimes. I think he might struggle in the faceoff circle. That might be the problem. But the way he plays, Caulfield.
Why?
But
he's not like a center.
I know that, but I'm saying he plays like a center. Like the way he sees the ice and he sets guys up, he's not gonna. I think he's too small to put in at center ice position, but he's got that kind of ability where he can run a line, and a lot of pucks will go through him. So even though they don't have a franchise type center, he might solve a problem there that they don't have, which is that guy that can be the central focus with the puck.
Yep. Welcome, Michael Bisley. Welcome, NHL. Welcome, HTRK. Welcome, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, click on the likes. So, Michael, what we do at the Fridays today, and we're going to be like this maybe a couple of weeks. And, of course, we talking about the mock draft. I don't know if you see this, my mock draft. I will show this a little bit later. An example what I did, I think is going to be awesome. But you are free, Michael. Let's start. Now, this how it works, guys. The people in the chat room, you can participate with Michael. So as Michael said, stay. So the player is going to sign up with his team he's already in. If he says he's going to be out, so he's going to sign up with someone else. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper, Michael. I'm going to ask you, where do you believe he's going to go and how much he's going to get? And everybody in the stand under the chat room, if you want to join your comments, I'm going to follow up with Michael and I bring after he's finished his comment. We have 18 players. We're not trying to go like 5 minutes each. It's going to be max 1 minute, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. and we move on quickly. And they are not by the best player or everything like that. I pick up 18 player on my list. I'm missing a lot of good player, Michael. I just want to give you one thing, Michael. I'm shocked to see this. Winnipeg, Michael, have Fulbird and Pullman on the UFA. It's not part of the question, but I was like, I see those names over there. Like, you have so crazy name there, Michael. It's like, oh my God, so many people over there.
Look how little they were paid. Like, Forbort was like on $1.5 million.
Oh, yeah. I'm just curious about that. He's not young. He's 20. He's older.
Yeah, Forbort's like 28, 29. He played a long time in Los Angeles.
But I was impressed because he had a good year this year. So anyways, that's another subject. But
played with Drew Doughty. Like, this is what I was telling you. In Los Angeles, people don't realize he was Drew Doughty's partner.
Yeah.
So you don't see Los Angeles so much, but that's why I was like, he's a good defenseman. He's a traditional, more stay-at-home, which we don't have anymore. But he's not a bad skater. He's a Minnesota guy, right?
Yeah, I know. So the first player, Michael, is going to be Zach Hyman. Is it in, stay or out? So everybody in the chat room, we're going to start with this guy, the first one, the left corner at the top, Zach Hyman. You can put in the chat, stay or out. And if you go somewhere, if you think somewhere can pick it up, it's up to you guys. And Michael, you on the electric chair right now this morning, on the hot chair.
I believe that the best place for him is Toronto, and I believe he wants to stay in Toronto. And I believe he would probably get $5 million in Toronto. If it's any more than that, I thought you said I thought Jarmo put Stu Hyman, which is his dad. Stay Hyman, sorry.
All right, Jarmo said stay in Toronto.
I think he'll stay. If he leaves, I would think that the next best place for him in my mind is Edmonton. And I think
that's a good pick over there. Eric said he's still over there. I think that would be something like that. I think it could be a good pick from Carolina Panthers.
I don't know. He came from the Panthers. I don't know.
Chainsaw. It's funny, guys. Everybody said he's still there. Thank you so much.
I think he's a glue guy there. I think they got to keep him. They've underpaid him.
Yeah.
If you look at his production, that's pretty good. He's got some injury problems, but.
All right, number 2, Taylor Hall.
Oops. I think he stays. I think he'll work out a deal in Boston that's like $6 million, maybe 7 at the most. I don't know if he'll go that high. I think you've got to look at, they don't have anyone over 7. I think right now. I think once Krejci's gone, everyone is under 7. I don't think they'll give him that. I think he's established himself as a second-line left winger.
Brian said out. Yamo says stay. Eric said he stay. I hope in Montreal. Yeah, I know. But he stay there. He don't go nowhere.
He stays there. I don't think he goes anywhere.
No. Number 3, talking about Boston Bruins, let's go with David Krejci.
I don't see him playing anywhere but Boston. Now, it will be based on price, though. He ain't getting $7 million. So I think if he can live with $3 to $4 million, they'll keep him. And if they don't, maybe I'll be surprised and they give him $5, but I would be shocked at that. And if he leaves there, I'd be very surprised. I think he's at the end of his career. And
I agree with you, Michael. I would say 30 more seconds guy for everybody. Brent's out. Joseph is his stay, I believe, is for Krejci. I could be wrong, Joseph, but that's what I believe. Michael also is with you. He stayed there for $4 million, 3 years.
Yeah, I think that's the number that I have in my head. So here's a thought, and you're probably going to touch on this guy. If they said, no, we're going to bring in someone else by the name of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and sign Taylor Hall, would you be surprised?
Yes. Too much money.
But
too much money for the way they conduct the rest of the team, like Pasternak, McEnroy, everything like that. And because if he's go there, He's going to ask for 7.5.
I bet you he asks for less if he goes there.
But I
bet you
would be like
him
amazing
involved.
he'd go there like for the team, but at points
That's
like
what I'm
for the
thinking.
chemistry of how they run the money there, he will have to
He would
accept
take-
$7 million. Can he
Oh, I
does
think they
it? I
get
don't know.
less. I bet you, because I think he's going to be under pressure to get $7 million in Edmonton. I bet you they're having a hard time because he was paid early, right? So he's on a $6 million contract.
Yeah,
And with COVID and everything else,
let's wait. He's coming on the list right now, so I don't want to jump right
I
there,
think
right
it's
there. So
because of Taylor Hall and the fact they need a second line center.
the next one, Tyson Barrie, Edmonton Oilers defenseman,
I mean,
in
he
or
fits so
stay
well.
or out.
I think they keep him for like 5 mil, 5.5. If it's any more, he's going to walk. They'll let him walk.
I for some reason I see him out.
Yeah, it's a risk because I think he's going to want. He did a show me contract. He showed him. They need him, and he needs them. Though I think that.
Now I'm going to give you right now, and the only problem I see there, but I think because he's righty. But do you believe he could be a good fit? I don't think so. Now I'm just seeing him as the right RD. But do you think he was be a good fit at Boston?
No.
Because they have already McKenvoy, but they don't have anybody else on the power play. But he runs often them 1-4.
I don't think they'd like him. He's way less reliable than if you're thinking think Torrey Krug was a smaller guy, kind of fit in that role. I just don't think they'd like him 5-on-5. It would drive them nuts. I think he'd have so much conflict in Boston. I think Edmonton was great because they were tolerant of what he did, you know.
Okay. Philip Grobert, Colorado Avalanche.
I think they keep him, but it's going to be a money thing. Like if he starts asking for over 5.5, 6.5, I think the stretch for him to stay is like 6.5. And if he starts going 7, 8, forget it.
So everybody on the chat room, what do you think about Philip Grobert? So I can follow up with everybody at the same time. So Michael says stay, right?
I think they'll keep him.
Yeah.
But it's going to, again, there's going to be a lot of money pressure on that.
I said he stay.
He only made $3 million, Pierre.
I don't see him to go nowhere. I think he can give him a $7 million, 7.5 max, 5-6 year. He will
if
accept
they pay him
that.
I think they'll leave. I don't think they'll keep him for that.
They don't have anybody, and they would cost them like $7-8 million to get that kind of quality goaltender.
Why wouldn't they? I don't know. Maybe they go there's other goalies obviously right now, but it's a risk.
You know what I mean? The next one, you talked about him earlier, but Rand Hopkins. What do you believe he's going to stay or out?
I mean, I think they're going to really try to keep him. But I think if it comes down to he's getting $6 million, and I think that's what he's worth. I think he's a 6 to 6.5. If he starts pushing 7, 7.5, I think they let him walk.
I think he would stay, but the demanding for him will be a lot, and he will maybe looking for more money at somewhere.
That's why I think it's a risk that he might walk.
Yeah, I agree with you about that one there. Doug Hamilton.
Boy, oh boy. I mean, he's struggled in other places, Pierre, just because he's a different personality from hockey players, right? He's a little bit cerebral. He doesn't hang out with the guys. So he struggled with that in Boston. He struggled with that in Calgary. His best place has been Carolina, and he's older now. I think Carolina needs him. I think they're going to keep him. I mean,
so my answer is stay.
I think he's going to stay. I mean,
yeah. Well, he confirmed yesterday he wants to stay there, everything like that. And I think for $500,000, Michael, they can fix this problem, everything like that. I think he should not get more at $8 million. I think a 7.5 would be a great number for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think 8 million would be a drastic overpayment. It would be like Jacob Trouba-ish, although he's a better offensively for sure.
Yep.
If they can get him for 7.5, I guess it would be the max.
Next one, Tuukka Rask.
I think he's gonna be in Boston or retire. I think that injury is like gonna be really tough to come back from.
Yeah, I don't see him go nowhere. He's going to be interesting. Follow him because he's going to be at the trade deadline signature, right? And maybe someone pick it up for the rest of the year, and they'll maybe put him on the injury list, and he maybe not play for the rest. Right? So it'll be interesting to see that about that one over there. Joseph said retire. That's possible too. I think that's what we discussed yesterday. The captain, Michael, of the Colorado Avalanche.
That's a tough injury, man. Sorry, Landeskog? They're so close, Peter. I think they'll sign him.
Nowhere.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Nowhere.
I can't see him going anywhere. It's weird, right? All these guys, it's like they're willing to risk losing them and having UFA because they know there's a relationship there. But some of these are going to go sour. They're like,
Ovechkin.
He's going to play for Washington. I mean,
yeah, I agree with me. I think he would accept less money, but he will sign up for 3 years. It would maybe accept $8-9 million or something like that. I would be surprised he get a 4-digit, another double digit there, but he could. But I think at that age, $9-8 million, it's a good number.
Even that feels high, but yeah, probably.
Next one, third Colorado, and this one is Brandon Saad.
I think he leaves. I think he probably goes. I don't know where he'll go. A lot of teams will want this guy. Like, he's a real good second, third line guy that can get you 20 goals. And
I don't want to compare like with him, but maybe not the start. But I feel for me, when I see him right now, I feel like Toffoli.
He's not as good a goal scorer as Tyler. Tyler's definitely a better shooter, and he's a better skater than Tyler. But
like the one what he can bring to the team is almost what Toffoli did for Montreal. I think about 5, 7, 8 goals less, but I think he's the kind of guy who can score 20 goals per year.
But Tyler's more like a 30 goal scorer.
Yeah, but maybe. My point is like like what he can like a top six players, maybe something like that. That's what he would be my left wing.
But he doesn't play that much, Pierre. He's more like third line minutes. He's kind of like a 14 to 16 minute guy if you look at his time. So it's a weird one for me. He's like, but I think a lot of teams will like him. So if you're looking for a guy I think he leaves.
Me too. He's leaving. He's not staying there.
Yeah, I think he's leaving.
Bonjour, salut mon ami Sam, le bricoleur directement de la Chicoutimi, les Saguenayens. And the next one, goaltender, Frederick Anderson.
Yeah, he's gone from Toronto. I think he goes to Edmonton.
Out. He's out.
Yeah, I think it's like Edmonton, or you might see him in Colorado or Carolina.
The bottom line, Michael, is a little bit the secondary players. I didn't want to pick like a franchise player or top players like this, more the secondary. Whatever their role is different for each team. Let's start with Michael Grenland for the Nashville Predator.
I think he leaves. I just don't know where he goes.
He came back last year, but
he did. He did. They signed him again. He had a good year.
Yep.
It's going to be a money thing again, but
do you feel, and I'm not sure, example, if Barkov if you sign Bennett, do you feel he can be that kind of third center there?
Well, I don't think he's a very good center. I think he struggles at center a lot. He can play center. I don't think he's a very good third line center. I think he's better. He's going to be a top 6, and I think he's better on the wing probably. He struggled a little bit on the wing, but he seemed to figure that out. he's more of a playmaker than a shooter. Although we did see him score some goals.
Yeah. I agree with you.
But I think he can. I don't know. It's a tough one. Like he's a weird player. Like
I'll be honest with you. On the list is maybe the one where I cannot figure out.
I know it's a little strange. I
Yeah.
think that he might be one of those guys that they're like, no, we don't want to pay that. He waits, thinking he's going to get more, and then he accepts something like a Tyson Berry scenario.
And I'll be honest with you, is the one for me. He's on the bubble between second line and the third line.
Exactly.
He's right there on the last, so he can be in the bottom. He can be a little bit. That's what I feel like is hard to judge. The next one I think is this one's going to be Blake Coleman. I'm going to make a video, Michael, about the UFA. You'll be like not surprised, but the player he's going to give more what they expect on UFA. I think Blake Coleman is one of them. What do you think about him?
He's way underpaid. Like this guy's a 20+ goal scorer. He's making 1.7,
1.8, yeah,
1.8. Like, come on, he's going to get $4 or $5 million somewhere, and it's not going to be in Tampa.
Still out.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, I agree with you. The next one, Philip Danault.
He's such a weird piece. He's so important in Montreal. You see in the playoffs for what he does defensively, and just shuts down the other team's top guy. He thinks he's a first-line centerman. He's not, but he can play against first-line centerman. So it's weird. If Montreal gives him $5 million, I bet you he stays. But I don't know.
The rumors say he wants to go.
He wants to go.
Because he believes he can get 6.5 somewhere else, and with the tax and everything like that, he make more money. What?
So this is like the Ryan O'Reilly scenario when Ryan was in Colorado and then Buffalo, and they didn't want to pay him, and we all were like, "Yeah, he's not worth that." Well, I didn't think that. I knew Ryan was worth what he wanted to pay. Just you have to appreciate the things he doesn't do with the other things he does, right? The face-offs, the penalty killing, the checking the other top guy. Like he's always on every shift. That's Danault. He just doesn't maybe. And then Ryan proved he's got offense. I don't think Danault has proven he's got consistent offense. So I think that if he wants more than 5, he's gone.
Yeah. The sad thing about this, Michael, he refused 5.5 6-year.
Yeah, so he's nuts. That's not going to happen. If he thinks he's going to get that, he might get it somewhere, but I think it's an overpayment.
I agree with you. At what he bring, he should not be more at $5 million.
No.
Right? Now, if he score 20 goals, Michael, that's another story.
Right. But he's not that guy.
He's not. He scored like 8, 10 goals max. He scored at 4 this year. I don't so. Next 3 quick on 2 minutes. Kyle Palmieri.
And he fit in really well in the playoffs, maybe not so much the regular season. I think Lou Lamoriello tries to keep him on a favorable contract. I think he stays.
I think you name it. I like what you said. I would say he stay if he accept less money. He's out if he's thinking to get big money.
If he thinks he's going to get more than 3.5, 4.
And the problem he's going to get, Michael, he don't have a good year. Whatever he playing Devils and Unders.
He's having a really good playoff.
You know what I mean? Like he didn't score like he did before. He's what? 30, 31.
He's 31. He's a 1990, isn't he? Or 91? He's a 91 because he played against Ryan in the U17. So there's a 91.
And I think Eric is right, Michael. He said to us, Danault should get about $4 million. I think 4.5. That's what I will give to him.
Yeah, I think that's why I say if he thinks he's going to get more than 5, he's going to be gone, and he might not get that anywhere else.
That's a lot of money. With the money, with everything's going on in COVID and everything like that, money, salary.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He made a mistake. He should have taken that 5.5 times 6.
Yep. The next one, we have 2 more to go. Foligno for Toronto. Still out.
They might try to keep him. He's not worth the money he's getting paid even. I think he's gone.
I mean, I said out, but if he
Yeah, I think
accept less money, he stay.
it took a lot less.
Oh, we talking about $2 million, Michael.
That's what I'm thinking. 2.5. He's got a cat,
He
but I
cannot
can't.
make the same kind of money with Kerfoot he does with
No
Toronto
way.
at 3.5. It will hurt the
No
team.
way. Yep, there's no way.
No, I agree with you. And finally, the last one,
That's
David
a very
Savard.
short- Oh, he's gone.
That's a lot of money for this.
He's overpaid.
No, but they pay a lot for him. The last two
Yeah,
players
he's
we got
overpaid.
this is the due trade deadline,
Oh yeah, the trade. I know.
right? And the winner
Yeah,
of this is the winner of this around Michael is Detroit Red Wings.
Oh yeah.
About
Detroit
that
gets
two
like
trade over there.
just to eat money.
Yeah. So if you guys you like that, if you like this, please let us know. Give us some feedback. Tell us about if you like those stuff. I think it's fun, Michael, to see those stuff like that, and I think it's great to have a participation. Maybe we can have someone in the crowd in the chat can join us and talking more about us about this. But I think it was great. Eric, don't forget to reach me by email. That would be awesome. It's 12:05. We don't want to keep everybody live. What's going on, Coach? Now, what happening now with live stream? Maybe tell that I'm going to be live tonight at 10 o'clock p.m. for a reviewing of the playoff and also talking about what's coming. So tomorrow night, 10 o'clock p.m. Tonight at 10 o'clock p.m. I will be live and talking for about 1 hour. It's just a short, quick talking. I have no game on TV, but we want to keep up with the stream, everything like that. And I think it will be good to talk about this. So, Michael, anything you want to add before we go?
Well, do you think should we get Turner back on?
I'm sorry again?
Should we get Turner Stevenson, former Montreal Canadian?
That'd be awesome if you could get him around.
I'll call Turner.
I would love to get him like.
What happened to Anik? I thought Anik was going to join us.
I think Monday will be awesome.
Well, we should try to get Dale Weiss and Anik on.
Yeah. Night, are you gonna be the abs you heard is first?
Yeah.
All right, Tixie. We miss you, by the way, Tixie. We miss you. I think you didn't come for the last couple of days. Hopefully, you come back more often. It'll be interesting. A lot of prediction for the weekend. We wish everybody an amazing, great weekend. Enjoy. Sad to say, but he's gone. Chainsaw. Yep. I'll be better be with 12 o'clock. No problem. Johnny, thank you so much. Next time, don't forget to join Johnny and the conversation. Michael, Johnny is a great follow hockey for over 40 years, 50 years. I think he said 60, by the way. He knows all the old players playing Montreal Canadiens. So great conversation we got with him last night during the live stream. He's a new subscriber. So thank you, Johnny. Appreciate a lot, everybody. Michael, that's see you tonight, Joseph. It's time to go for you, Michael. Have an amazing, great weekend. Talk with Turner. Let me know. I know we got your body. We're going to try to pick up next week.
Yeah, Doug will be on next week.
Yeah, that'd be good. Maybe because the game Montreal, Michael, Monday and Wednesday will be great. Just before the game, Montreal.
Yep. All right.
Is that
Wednesday?
right?
On Wednesday?
Monday or Wednesday, yep.
Okay, I'll let him know.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Michael, have a good one, buddy. Here we go. We're going to conclude the show right now. We wish you amazing, great Friday, guys. I'll be back tonight, 10 o'clock p.m., talking about the playoff, talking about hockey, everything like that. If you want to join the show, we invite you to join us live, like Michael was my co-host. You can join us. We're going to put you live like we did. And example, I will give you like something like that. You're going to be beside me on my right side. You will be live right there. I just want to be sure you show up. And you're going to be the partner with me. We're going to talk about hockey. So you're welcome to join us anytime. That'd be great. Yes, sir, Johnny. Eastern time. Look for it. Danu stop the first line of the league. A Jet. You want to give him only $4 million. It's because not say $4 million, but I don't say over $5 million for hockey, for carry. First, not over $5 million. Secondly, because the COVID situation, the salary drop. Thirdly, he scored 5-7 goals per year. For what he does, he deserves the $4-5 million. But after that, you better to pay someone at $6 million. Score 30 goals per year. I think at the end of the day, it will be a little bit better. But I understand your point about this. But if you want more $5 million, I have a problem about that. Now, you can have 5.5, but I gave him $3 million, 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, the negotiation is different, depends how much. But my book, I would never give him $6 million about that one over there. I understand $4 million is very low carry, of course. But I was just bring number over there. But it would be a great subject to bring on one night and talking about the contract, about him for sure. Guys, thank you so much. Have to go. I want to be sure everybody keep your time well the morning. Another great morning. Please, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. But the most important thing for me is about feedback. Leave you feedback. Tell us we should do this. We should do that. Let's talk about one subject you would like to talk about. This show is about you. This show is about you want. We're going to bring to you. I will do everything possible for what you're looking for. So again, thank you so much, everybody, because you are
awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you.
Have an amazing, great, blessing Friday, guys. I look forward to see you tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. We love you, Gary Price.